I, F28, kicked my husband out of the house in a fit of rage, contemplating divorce over revelations about his brother's past. Am I overacting? I'll try to be brief. I'm still fuming. My husband, M29, comes from a big family, 4 brothers, 2 sisters, raised by a single mother for the most part. The youngest of his siblings is Joseph, M19. In the 6 years I've known Joseph, he's always seemed awkward and a little too quiet and socially inept. I have always had a special fondness towards Joseph because he's such a sweet person, and I was a little awkward growing up myself. Joseph has been struggling with some classes, and I've been helping him. My husband took me on a special dinner night to thank me for this, and it was there that he revealed why Joseph sometimes struggles. Apparently, their dad, who is now dead, left their mom over accusations that Joseph was a product of infidelity. He was not, but their dad was super paranoid about infidelity and treated his wife like property. The father started abusing Joseph when Joseph was as young as 2, beating him. He left shortly thereafter and passed away a few years after that. The abuse didn't stop there. My mother-in-law picked up where the father left off. The beatings and abuse is too graphic and unspeakable for me to detail it here. It's disgusting and inhumane. My husband said that all the siblings took part, including himself. When I could no longer take listening to the details and the extent to which my husband participated, I asked him why and how he could do those things. He went into full-on defense mode when he saw how furious I was and said they were told he was not their brother. Like, that's a valid excuse? He said the family buried it and doesn't talk about it, that Joseph started defending himself at about 13, and the abuse stopped then. I asked him if anybody had apologized to Joseph. He said he doesn't need an apology, that he just needs to forget, and in time, he will. Since that night 3 weeks ago, I have been unable to be affectionate in any way towards my husband. It's like I went from totally in love, to totally repulsed by him. He's suddenly somebody I don't even know. I honestly don't know why Joseph has chosen to stay around all these animals, and I'm disgusted with myself for marrying one. Last weekend we had a backyard cookout, as we often do. Most of his siblings were here. Joseph knocked over a pitcher of iced tea. He's a little shaky and a little clumsy, but it was an accident, obviously. My mother-in-law went off and started berating him and called him an idiot and a few other names. She started to berate him about his hands and how they shake so much and told him to get control of it and stop shaking. I gave my husband a look like, hey, jump in here. He didn't do anything. I lost it. I went completely crazy on her and told her that maybe if she hadn't beat him and other things. At this point, my husband jumped in and told me to take it easy on his mom. I told her to leave, and she told everybody to leave with her. Joseph only stayed because I practically begged him to stay, but she told him to leave too. I tried to talk to my husband about what happened and why I went off. He told me to mind my own business, about his family business. I told him to leave at this point. He reluctantly left and has been calling and texting me nonstop to forgive him. Update. October 31st, 2015, month and a half later. I filed for divorce after a few conversations with my husband. He blames Joseph for our divorce and became very threatening. At one point, he said he would walk away from me and our 2 kids if I didn't stop the divorce process. I called his bluff and told him, good, go, we would be better off. In my state, it takes 6 months to finalize divorce with children involved. I have sole custody, and he never filed for joint custody, which is good. Now on to Joseph. There's so much, but I'll try to be brief. He's in therapy and lives with my parents. He's sticking it out with school, even though he has anxiety and depression. He's fighting really hard to heal. Sometimes he has setbacks and is just like a broken down little boy. He has a very strong will and spirit, and sometimes I wonder how far he would have gone in life, even now at 19, if the animals hadn't totally broken him. His siblings and mom still try to contact him and guilt him for not staying with his mom to take care of her as she ages. They all agreed that Joseph's life would be to be the mother's caretaker, as they all go on, have lived their own, as they wish. He actually feels guilty about not fulfilling that, shockingly. He has a long way to go before he realizes that his life is his to do as he wishes. They don't have his phone number anymore, but they email him. My dad got him a new phone because his mom would call him and berate him and guilt him. It seemed like every conversation with her set him back 2 steps. She still knows how to crush him, sadly. I wish she didn't have that power over him. I've never wished a death penalty on somebody like I do on her. He's dating a girl, and I'm scared she might hurt him, break his heart. But my dad is more encouraging of that, and has to remind me to not overprotect him. Joseph has become very close with my mom. He drives her grocery shopping and enjoys doing that stuff with her. My dad taught him how to drive in like 1 week. He is about to go take his driving test for his DL. He's still on a learner's permit. There are a lot of positive things going on, but progress is very slow, and sometimes it's like watching a clock. It just seems like he's standing still in terms of anxiety and depression. I can't say too much about all that's going on, but I can say that my parents have an attorney and are going through the adoption process. I wanted this to be a more upbeat and positive update, but honestly, Joseph struggles a lot. Law enforcement is now involved, because some of the physical abuse is more recent than I thought, just from his mom. He has a few scars, and he has broken bones that never healed properly, because he never got medical attention. Protection orders are likely to be granted. If they are, then according to the investigators, charges will almost be inevitable. That part of it I can't say much about, but can say that Joseph is willing to go forward with that process for now under the guidance of his therapist. But we have been warned that he may choose to back off later, though one cop said there is a point of no return for the DA even without Joseph's cooperation.